You spend your entire life moving between boxes, houses, offices, grocery stores, right? And we obsess over the price per square foot or the zoning laws or, the commute time.
Oh, constantly. It's all we think about.
Yeah. But we rarely stop to ask what these spaces are actually doing to us on a deeper level.
Right.
So today, we are embarking on an exploration into the source material from a really fascinating book preview. It's called Philosophy of Residential and Commercial Real Estate by Willem Tait.
It's such a brilliant text.
It really is. And our mission today is to uncover, well, basically the invisible software running the physical hardware of your city.
I love that framing.
Yeah.
Because it is a fundamental shift in perspective. Philosophy at its core is the study of existence and values.
Right.
And when you apply that to real estate, it shifts the focus away from just simple financial transactions or infrastructure.
It becomes about us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It looks at how property actually manifests our collective identity and shapes our deepest aspirations. It moves the conversation beyond just buying and selling.
Okay, let's unpack this. Because if you look at a high-rise or a suburban subdivision, and you only see property, you're basically looking at a smartphone and only seeing the glass and metal.
Yeah, that's spot on.
You are completely missing the operating system that actually runs our lives.
Right. The physical structure really is just the hardware. And, that operating system changes drastically depending on the space you're looking at.
Like residential versus commercial.
Yeah, exactly. Take residential real estate. It isn't just about providing shelter. A home represents comfort, stability. It's like a canvas for a family's dreams.
And the neighborhood choices reflect that too, right?
Absolutely. Where you choose to live reflects core values like safety and education.
Yeah.
The way a neighborhood is structured physically enforces community values.
Right, whether that's like isolation or integration.
Exactly. And then on the commercial side, like office buildings and retail hubs, those dictate the flow of ambition. They literally engineer how human beings interact and collaborate.
But this raises a massive tension for me. Because if these spaces are engineering human behavior and reflecting our values, the people who control that hardware have an immense amount of power.
Oh, an incredible amount of power. Which brings us to the ethics of ownership.
Right, which usually just gets boiled down by the market to, maximize returns.
Which is exactly the friction Tait explores in the book. Homeownership carries this heavy philosophical responsibility of stewardship, maintaining the community, respecting the environment.
Right.
But in the commercial sector particularly, developers are caught in this massive tug of war.
Between profit and the community.
Yes. Do they prioritize pure financial yield or do they ensure the long-term sustainability and fairness of the community? Because when you build a massive retail center, you aren't just placing a concrete block down.
No, you're changing everything.
Right. You're rerouting traffic, you're altering local business ecosystems, and shifting the social gravity of an entire area.
Well, let me push back on that framework a bit, though.
Go for it.
Because in traditional business, success is pretty binary. Did the project generate a return for investors?
Right.
So if a developer drops a highly profitable commercial hub into a neighborhood, but it spikes local rents and completely ignores the livability of the surrounding city, most of the market calls that a win.
They absolutely do.
So does this text suggest they've actually failed philosophically, even if they succeeded financially?
That is the million-dollar question. Under a strictly capitalist lens, no, it's a success.
Right.
But under Tait's philosophical framework, yes, it is a complete failure.
Wow.
Because the built environment doesn't exist in a vacuum. If a space degrades the broader social fabric just to extract short-term profit, it fails its foundational mandate.
Which is to sustainably house human activity.
Exactly. At that point, it functions more like a parasite slowly killing its host.
That is a brutal analogy, but it makes so much sense. So we're really dealing with conflicting definitions of value here.
We are. The market values the yield, but the philosophy values the social utility.
Right. And this exact tension leads directly into Chapter 2 of the text, which explores axiology, right?
Yeah.
The study of values.
Yes. And what's fascinating here is how Tait separates worth into extrinsic and intrinsic categories.
Okay, break that down for us.
Well, extrinsic value is the quantifiable data. It's the external factors, market trends, school districts, gentrification forces.
Stuff you can put on a spreadsheet.
Exactly. But intrinsic value is deeply personal. It's the lived experience, the memories made in a family home, or that sense of security you feel in a specific neighborhood.
Here's where it gets really interesting, because the open market is terrible at pricing intrinsic value.
Oh, it has no idea what to do with it.
It's like an antique watch.
Okay, I like that.
The extrinsic value is whatever a professional appraiser says the gold is worth on the open market. But the intrinsic value is the fact that it was your grandfather's.
Right.
You cannot collateralize that memory.
You really can't. And that collision between intrinsic and extrinsic value is so clear in complex commercial spaces. The text actually uses a brilliant real-world example, a hospital.
Oh, that's a perfect example.
Right, because intrinsically, a hospital is arguably the most valuable space in a city. It's a place of hope, healing, saving lives.
Yeah, you can't put a price on that.
But extrinsically, it is a massive commercial engine. It's generating huge income for specialized staff, real estate investment trusts, pharmaceutical tenants.
It's wild to think about. It's this machine where the highest moral imperatives are directly funded by ruthless market economics.
It really underscores how multi-layered and complex this whole industry is.
It does. And honestly, it makes sense when you look at Tait's background. Because he isn't just an academic philosopher theorizing in a vacuum.
Not at all.
He's got a deep background bridging capital markets, psychology, real estate economics. He's even written self-help books. I think one is literally called Sort Your Crap Out.
He has. And that varied multidisciplinary background explains why he forces us to view property through all these different academic lenses.
Right, you can't just look at it from one angle.
Exactly. He argues you can't understand real estate without ecology, for instance, because how we source materials and build literally dictates our climate future.
Right, sustainability is huge.
And you can't understand it without sociology, because zoning laws and societal norms often act as these physical boundaries for class and gentrification.
Yeah, they literally shape who goes where.
And then there's technology. You definitely can't understand real estate today without looking at how innovation and prop tech are reshaping our spaces.
Oh yeah, like algorithms dictating who gets approved for a lease.
Exactly. Or how a building optimizes its energy use in real time. These aren't just abstract ideas, they are active forces moving capital and shaping cities every single day.
So what does this all mean? For you listening, I think this exploration completely reframes the very streets you drive down today.
It really should.
Because this industry seems so rigid, but it's actually incredibly fluid. It's driven entirely by human psychology and societal evolution. Real estate is not just a market. It is a mirror reflecting what we collectively value.
The spaces we build shape us just as much as we shape them.
Absolutely.
Which actually leaves us with a rather uncomfortable reality to consider.
Oh.
Yeah, early in the analysis in Chapter 1, the text briefly notes that spaces can be inherently exclusionary. They can physically reinforce the divides between those who have access to opportunity and those who do not.
Right, like physically locking people out.
Exactly. So I'll leave everyone with this thought to mull over. If our built environments are the literal physical manifestation of our society's ethics and philosophy,
Yeah.
what do our highly exclusionary spaces, like locked-off commercial hubs or rigidly gated communities, what do they say about our true underlying values, regardless of what we claim to believe in public?